we've seen that we can actually sort the data directly in a table. So if I were to open my TBL customers here from our database file of customers, I could soon sort by the surname, by choosing the surname and descending, or perhaps by their last name, ascending, or their address, ascending. But what I cannot do is choose two columns to control the sort. So I couldn't sort by last name, ascending, and then within there sort by the first name, because you notice there's a lot of people with the same surname here. However, in a query we can. So if you need to do multiple sorts, the best place for that is in a query. So if I close the table and create a new query. So a new query in design based on my customers table. And then as well as being able to multiple sort, we know we can actually select the fields to see. So we don't have to see all the fields. So I'd like to see the first name, the last name, their email address, and their postal code. And if I view that currently, I then see their first name, their last name. Let's just widen some of these columns so I can see all the data. So I see first name, last name, email address, and postal code. And although I cannot see it, these people are all sorted currently by the primary key, which is their CID, hence the little key. Now, if I want to override that default sort, I simply come down to the bottom half of the grid where we see our data fields that we want, and there is a sort row here. I simply choose the correct column. So for example, if I want them in last name order, I click into the sort box for the last name and choose either ascending or descending. Let's go ascending and then view, and they are now in last name order. I can then go back into design and add in a secondary sort. So let's go for ascending by first name and view. And the result, possibly not what we were expecting, because although I chose to sort by the last name first and then by the first name, it appears to have sorted by the first name and then the last name. So all the Aarons are first, but then their surnames are in alphabetical order within the Aaron block until I hit the next first name, which is Abby. And then within Abby, the surnames are all in correct sort order. So the double sort is working, but not the right way around for me. I go back into design. The reason for that is that Access sorts by the columns in the order they appear in the query grid. So it will sort by first name and then last name. So in order to sort the correct way round, I need to select the last name column just by clicking at the top of it, then grab it and move it so it's at the left of the first name. So now it will sort by last name first, Adams, and then within each of those last names, it will then sort by the first name. So that's making sure you have the columns in the right order for the sort. Now, if it happens to be that although that's the correct order for the sort, that's not the correct order I would like to see them in, there's nothing to stop you reintroducing the last name column here, but not displaying it at the beginning. So it appears at the beginning because it's used as the primary sort, but we're not showing it, so it won't show in our result. And then we show the first name and then the last name. So if I view that now, we are seeing the first name and then the last name, but they are still sorted by last name and then first name. So we control that by choosing the columns to sort by, so ascending last name, ascending first name, but then not displaying the last name here in its sort order, displaying it here after the first name. So that's making use not only of the sort options, but also of the show options. Now you can add as many fields as you like to the query grid as exist in the table, and you can sort by as many of them as would make logical sense. But the sort order is always left to right. So the first field that's been told to sort controls the sort effectively. The second field that's been told to sort then controls the secondary sort where there is repetition on the primary sort. And then if you add in a third one, that will really only come into play if there is repetition on the secondary sort. Now, having created a new query that sorts our customers into alphabetical order of surname and then first name, we could save that. That's QRY sorted customers A to Z. So it's got a logical name. So if I want to rerun that query, it will exist in my queries list. I say OK. That then appears in the list. So I can close it and rerun it at any stage. And it will present me with the customers in last name and first name order, also showing me their email address and their postal code.